Wow, so today is a sad day for Ola of Lagos, and a sad day indeed in Lagos, because I for one, like to see young people putting their money into something, and then where they don't go into violence and gang and all of that. So Ola of Lagos has been very consistent, but the truth is that he built his house under power line. And if you check this picture right now, you are looking, you will see that the green line I put there is indicating power line, high tension. If one of those wires should fall and drop, it will burn Ola of Lagos into dust. Have you seen where someone is electrocuted before by high tension cable? Not even the ones that are this high, just the normal basic ones they use to carry light into your streets, your area. No talk of this high tension one that are over 30,000 kilowatts. So the Lagos state government did the right thing. And now people are now beginning to compare it to the after all Igbos will be saying they are targeting them. They are crazy. This kind of thing now. A lot of Lagos works for Lagos state government for under the CNG project and all of that. So there's no how they would have demolished this building out of malice. But those for the Igbo people, you see that there's some form of malice there. So number one reason they destroyed it is because of public safety and risk mitigation. Structure that is built under high tension power lines pose serious risk of electrocution, fire, or hacking, and these kind of things can kill people easily, especially during storms or equipment failures. So Ola's house was built under power line, and he was warned before he did that maybe he used kurukere to bypass regulations, and now he's meeting the consequence of that. Now, the presence of a car lot with vehicles, fuel, equipment directly under power lines exacerbates the hazard, flammable materials, moving metals, and human traffic. So the government has a duty to protect lives and property. Removing illegal or dangerous structures is part of that duty. So to me, that's the first rule of thumb. And then number two is that the rule of law and compliance with regulation. The fact that you're a celebrity, you've done CNG projects with government, does not mean that you should not follow the rules and regulation. In Lagos State, for instance, authorities have already declared that building under power lines is illegal and must be removed. So if Ola of Lagos allowed himself to be used, or he manipulated his way, or he paid people money and he allowed that kind of thing to happen, then it's on him. So Lagos State Building Control Agency, which we call LASPCA, has on multiple occasions demolished illegal construction under power lines after due notice. So I don't know if they gave him notice ahead, but if you check that particular video, he was not there and there was nothing like resistance and of that, so they must have told him. And for those comparing it to Igbo people, don't be surprised that Lagos state government would have even settled this guy, compensated him, and they just came to do this, and they will know to say that in public. So it won't be as if after all they destroyed Igbo people's houses too. Please, let's take note of that. So the state planning authorities has warned developers that construction under or too close to power line is a violation and a danger. No talk of that kind of place. I think that place is on the island. If you are even doing it inside Shangisha, a place that is not known, you can escape. Not under high tension cable in like Lekki or the island. Allowing one person to flout the rules undermines the credibility of regulatory enforcement, leading to a perception of favoritism or impunity. And that's why when Wike does something, it will be like, oh, because he's with the ruling party. And now Tinubu has stopped him from holding those press conferences, because it will just be as if, there's this kind of impunity that is unchecked. And then number three is that we should check precedence and consistency in enforcement. Please, let's take note of this too. The federal government has on many occasions demolished other buildings that encroached on power line rights of way. So consistent enforcement helps deter others from building in dangerous or prohibited zone. So that is that. You remember when there was this guy that was building house, I've forgotten his name, that built some houses in on the island, and they were telling him, the engineers were telling him that he was not following due process. The materials were substandard and that he refused to listen. He built the first one, the second, and the third one within the same compound. And while he was under one of the buildings one day, the building collapsed on him, and then he was killed right there, and people started blaming the government again. So in the end, if government is enforcing what it's saying is going to enforce, let's allow them. And then number four is, let's consider urban planning, then the setbacks and infrastructure integrity. For those of us who are planning to go to Lagos to build, after all, if you call Lagos a slum, Lagos is dirty and all of that, and now you cannot follow government rules and regulation, then it's a problem, which means we are all contributing to the problem in Lagos. So let's not say because Ola of Lagos is a celebrity and is a Yoruba person and he has worked with government under the CNG project before, and then he should just do whatever he likes in Lagos, and things will be like that. So under this urban planning setback and infrastructural integrity, we look at power lines require clearance. There has to be safe distance, for maintenance, repair, and safety. Structures that encroach make it hard or impossible for utility workers to safely access lines. Now look at that first picture I posted there and see the way those high tension cables are directly above the building. If they want to maintain something now and they climb one of all those their gigantic structure towers they used to suspend the cables, and one cable drops and it enters there, it's going to burn the whole of that place down. Is it that time we start blaming government? We'll now start looking for witches and wizards in the guys' villages, and then we'll start saying they get stepmother. What would they think now? So unauthorized buildings can interfere with the right of way of public utilities, increasing costs or delaying repairs. So in many jurisdictions, setbacks and buffer zones are required around critical infrastructure. Violating those rules undermines the coherence of the urban plan. And so in the end, urban planners, that was what they were trying to enforce with Portable. When all the urban planning people came and Portable brought out sticks to start beating them and guns and all of that, so in there, people do not like to follow the rules and regulation, but when bad thing happens, people begin to blame government. So to me, this is clearly a case of violation of the rules, and this has nothing to do, and this is an individual case, not like a whole set of people. You have like 20-50 people breaking down their houses and all in the name of demolition. This is just a single case. Ola contravened and then he's suffering for it, but trust me, with the celebrity that he is, he would have gotten lots of help, support from people, and even I'm sure through back channel this Lagos state government would have given him a huge compensation. I don't trust any of all these people at all, though. So in the end, prevention of catastrophic outcomes. We could not wait until bad thing happen before we can say do this, do that. Once you allow dangerous encroachment the way Ola has done now, the risk of catastrophe or tragedy or failure or accident is very, very high. For example, a power line fault causing a spark, explosion, or fire will burn down the whole of those cars there, and those cars definitely are not his cars. So if you check now his OOL groups, he's probably working with other people and all of that. So if one car should burn down there, trust me, Ola doesn't even have money to buy one of all those exotic and luxurious cars. So in the end, he's fronting for people, and that's why he has to be careful and happy that government is doing what it's doing. So history shows that poorly built or illegal structures can collapse or cause disasters, especially in Nigerian climate or regulatory environment. E.g., past building collapses in Lagos have been linked to non-compliances or illegal construction practices, and we see it every day. 9 buildings will collapse for Lagos. Shimo can't wait until that bad thing happen again. We can't define one witch and wizard who will blame. So if government waited for until tragedy struck, people will now start saying the political and social backlash definitely will be much. So to me, finally, equity and fairness. So demolition structure that violate rules ensures that law-abiding citizens and developers are respected, rather than saying, okay, allow this one to do, lawbreakers to do this, and then in the end there will now be confusion, katakata everywhere. Allowing exemptions will weaken the general compliance and may encourage more violations. So to me, that's how I see it. So notification and due process, I hope it was followed. So it won't just be as if they want to destroy that guy's businesses or property. So if the demolition follows statutory process, serving him contravention notice, stop work order, fair warning, then it respects the legal procedure. But the question is this: that thing, he started that project in January of there about late 2024, early 2025. Where were these regulatory agencies? Why did they allow him to finish all these things before they now started coming with their vulture faces to come and pour on what he has? So if the property owner ignored or failed to act on multiple notices, the government is justified acting unilaterally for public interest without telling him. So if you like, you can actually go and research more into this.
Every day Nigeria keep giving me a reason to talk.
Tell me.
After watching this video, carry and send them to that your auntie, send them to that your uncle, send them to that your friend. Wait till you say make you use your 30 or 40 million to start business instead of Gaba.
Hey.
If they feel get mind, do this thing to Ola of Lagos, where get contact, name, influence on Nigeria. Eh? Who be you with that your 30 or 40 million business? Who be you? Nobody go even hear your own self. Nobody. So when I want them to say, as this guy they start this business, he no register them. Government no say he won't build this kind of thing, or nobody know. So after he don't spend all the money, do all these things even though be the money wey he spend after all those ones he come advertise that everybody come know say see where this guy office dey now they wan make this guy make him start afresh na you see why I go book finish una go tell me say make I carry one man you wey dey even dey tell you dey lis ten no be everybody wey person no be everything wey person tell you go dey lis ten sometimes if you know say no wan help you find your way no go dey lis ten to anything wey you see wey you
and let me know your thoughts in the comment section. I remain your boy Ernest Omozupe Adebayo Okoje. Please remember to like, share, subscribe and comment. Signing out. Peace.